In at a trim and ready 48.15 kilograms with a professional record of 16 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 9 wins coming by way of a knockout. He is a former IBO mini flyweight title contender, tonight making his 4th appearance on South African shores, fighting out of Mandao by way of General Santos City in the Philippines. Please welcome Joey Babyface Canoy. And his opponents with the trunk colors of black and gold, weighing in at 48.45 kilograms with a professional record of 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 of those wins coming by way of a knockout. He fights out of Mdansani in the Eastern Cape of South Africa, presenting the former South African light flyweight champion, Nhlanhla Kilimanjaro Tyira.
Oh, it's quite an interesting fight tonight, Alfred, because you've got Joey Canoy, who's very, very experienced indeed. 22 fights. He's been a contender in many of the arenas around the world. He comes up against a man who's only fighting in his 6th professional fight, having lost against Nkosinathi Joy, who will be in action a bit later on. And lost for the WBO Africa Light Flyweight Championship by unanimous points decision over 12 rounds at the Orient Theatre in April of 2019, so just over 2 years ago. This is a little bit of a step up for him to get back into contention as far as the world stage is concerned, as the bell sounds for round number 1 in a 10-round contest, the International Junior Flyweight contest here. And both fighters again fighting out of the southpaw stance. It's 3 fights in a row that we've got southpaws fighting against each other.
But the question is, how does the meeting that ends right at if you see, because there'll be a little bit of confusion. Those trunks, they're carrying the same colors. But if you just join us now, you'll see that Joey Canoy is the one that is wearing gold hair. All the way from the Philippines. That once again, that is opposition is Nhlanhla Tyira, a man from Mdansani. Tonight they are seeding that on the first round of international flyweight.
Nice body punches from Nhlanhla Tyira. Well, we can differentiate the two fighters by the waistbands, maybe, because Tyira's got solid gold waistband and Canoy's got a white waistband, if you're going to look at that point of the fight. Otherwise, it's a redhead against a gentleman who's got dark hair, and you can just differentiate the two by that. But southpaws in action here. Let me just tell you that this is the 4th visit. You heard from Devin Curra, the 4th visit to South Africa by Joey Canoy. They haven't had a great deal of success, to be honest, because he lost against Eki Butler in February of 2017 for the vacant IBO World Light Flyweight Championship at Empress Palace, where Canoy retired on his stool after the 7th round, and he's taking some punishment here from Tyira. And then he fought against Simpiwe Konko for the IBO minimum championship, and Konko was down in round number 2, but the fight was stopped with an accidental headbutt, and no contest in that one. But then Joey Canoy lost in December of 2019 against Nkosinathi Joy. So both of these fighters, they fought and lost against Nkosinathi Joy in their last bouts, their last losses. And don't forget, Nkosinathi Joy will be in action for the IBO World Minimum title fight in bout number 7 a bit later on. So great to see all these champion fighters coming here to East London, to South Africa. And Canoy is a good protagonist from the Philippines. There's a lot of good boxers in the Philippines, but I'll tell you what, Nhlanhla Tyira is looking in proper form here tonight.
Must say that Joey Canoy also that uses experience here. For now, that is sitting that on the back foot, it's just watching Nhlanhla Tyira to do that in the work. But I must say that the Philippines boxes very, very, very tough. I once look at that one, Joey Canoy. I was doing that in the game that was fine, that enjoying. I was right today that watching them doing that again. What a pleasure to watch him. That I must say that Nhlanhla, he must have all the energy, because Joey Canoy will be face on. He's not going that anywhere. If he wants to win him, he has to bring him down to the canvas. For as long as that is standing, that is very dangerous, I can say.
Well, he's a man who can go the distance as well. He lost in a unanimous points decision over 12 rounds against Nkosinaji Choi in December of 2019. And Choi, certainly, along with Heki Butler, one of the best fighters in the junior ranks, or the junior weight categories, if I can put it that way, in world boxing. And Heki Butler will be in action tomorrow in Johannesburg. End of round number 1, even round, although I must say that Tyira has shown a lot of credibility to his fight against Joey Canoy. One wondered, when you had a look at the records between the two fighters coming into this encounter, we wondered whether Tyira had bitten off more than he can chew. Well, I don't know, I thought he did quite nicely the first round.
No, correctly, you must understand that it is very much important that for Tyira to register his presence very early, make sure that he keeps under this on Joey Canoy, that is the back foot. Otherwise, if he allows him that to come, we will never reach that around 10. I must say thus far that Kangalani, Jack the trainer, he has done so well that in this corner, that in this evening. Let's see that it will be the continuation of what he has just done earlier on.
Started his career against Sabello and Corsi in June 2018. Did Tyira at the Orient Theatre. Then fought Plumba, won by technical knockout. Started round number 2, then the two southpaws greet each other in a polite fashion before they get to the business, and a big booming left-hand attempt by Joey Canoy misses the target. But I tell you what, Nhlanhla Tyira is looking very compact, he's looking very organised, and he's certainly fighting on the front foot.
It is indeed that Kev, we can really see that lots of concentration that on these punches, and also the body position. It is also that well placed, that you see that he knows exactly that when to throw that at the punch. But another sign that Joey Canoy, he's just doing a little bit of study. See, as I said, that when he wants to tie him, because lots of punches, you can really see that Joey Canoy will throw one, that Nhlanhla Tyira that you have to throw 3 punches. But how many that are landing in the body, that's a question.
Really had 4 exciting fights, and all on the local front as far as the Club Boxing Promotions return to the World of Champions and return to boxing for the first time during this COVID pandemic scare. And a nice attempt with the left hand there from Joey Canoy. And this is our first venture into the international arena as far as this bout card is concerned. Don't forget, coming up is the fight for the vacant Junior Flyweight Championship of South Africa over 12 rounds, and then the IBO World Minimum Weight Championship fight between Joy and Nhlanhla a bit later on. But this is the first international bout then. It's Junior Flyweights, say 50 kilograms. It's not, I mean, it's not even, that's the maximum, 49.988. And in South Africa, that's not even heavy enough to donate blood. These are small chaps.
Yeah, but once again, very healthy, that Kev.
Well, they're not to say they're not going to donate blood in the middle of the ring, is it? They're not officially to the South African National Blood Service.
Certainly that... that was a Tyira that was delivering right there now, but Joey Canoy that is sitting there, a Tyira that is really hard at work. Left right is coming that from Tyira.
Oh, there's beautiful punches being thrown by Tyira at the moment, and Canoy is sometimes deceptive as he cops another right hand from the South African Tyira. Canoy's a little bit deceptive sometimes, because sometimes after he's been punched, he almost goes down on his haunches, and it's almost deceptive to a point that it suggests that he might be injured more than he actually is. And it's just his fighting style. But I tell you what, Tyira is coming to do the business here in round number 2 of a scheduled 10. You can send us your comments on the hashtag #SSBoxing. We'll be very happy to hear from you here ringside at the ICC in East London. Tyira is showing some very, very good style here tonight.
Yep, once again, that one to see that the continuation, the sustainment that of this pressure that is throwing that today, Tyira. I'm sure that this stamina endurance, it is absolutely on top notch that tonight. How far that he can go, but on the other side, that Joey Canoy is receiving that all that of those punches. I haven't seen that Joey Canoy that all the punches that he's throwing, that he's just throwing wide swings. He hasn't done anything, any damage to Tyira.
Well, he's an experienced man, Joey Canoy, as we hear the bell to sound the end of round number 2, and certainly a round that I gave to Nhlanhla Tyira, round number 2. But clearly his experience, because he's aware of his surroundings. He's much more aware, I think, of the surroundings in total by Tyira, because he caught Tyira by surprise. You've got to listen to the clapper boards. 10 seconds to go. Suddenly, and he might have been throwing wild punches, but there's 10 seconds to go. So he's backing himself in those 10 seconds, trying to sneak the round. I don't think he snuck it, but I tell you what, he's a clever man, Joey Canoy.
Yeah. this is what I was saying, that Tika very patient. He's looking at, observing that, exactly that he chooses sport, where to throw that this punch. Once again, that this is why I'm asking that, Tika, do you have enough injuries? Do you have enough gas that from your tank to go? Because remember, we're still going that on the 10 rounds that year.
Just looking into the corner there of the challenger, Nhlanhla Tyira. As we said, only 6 fights. His second on the international stage, because he fought for the WBO Africa Light Flyweight Championship against Nkosanaji Joy. The bell sounds for the start of round number 3. 2 southpaws, in black and gold, both of them. Joey Canoy with the red hair, fighting out of the Philippines, and Nhlanhla Tyira, the local man from Mdantsane, just down the road, and really fantastic performance. We saw Apiwe Mbuyiya earlier on from Amalinda. That's where I grew up, incidentally. Spent a lot of my childhood there. Went to Crew Primary School in Amalinda. Went to Cambridge High School down this part of the world before going to the big bright lights of Joburg.
All right, so this one is a homecoming, that Kev.
Oh yeah, I'm home. Absolutely. Brilliant. Oh, lovely right hand from Canoy. And that's the one thing that Tyira has to remember throughout the course of the fight. I'm sure he'll get good guidance out of his corner as well. You're fighting against a man who is very well schooled in this level of boxing. Started his career in 2012, so into his 9th career. Oh, what a lovely straight right hand that was from Tyira. And Canoy looks to get back on the inside, but Canoy is very, very experienced indeed, and he's going to test Tyira tonight, that's for sure.
Once again, that I must say that if Nhlanhla Tyira, that he can keep that sustain that the pressure and keep that this applause and not losing that the strength that on him, might see something else. Otherwise, if it's gonna go that one, that Joe Canoy, I'm sure he's waiting for a certain round. Remember, we're still only that on the 3rd round now. Where we're going that at 10 rounds. Oh, that is beautiful left coming from the Joe Canoy. So once again, that he's getting that all those punches, but moving forward. That Tyira is fighting from the back foot. It is indeed a beautiful boxing that we see that tonight.
What I'm liking about Tyira, though, is that he's very conventional. So he's jab, 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 left-right combination. And he's going to the head, he's going to the body. Look, a left-right combination again. He speaks to Brian Mitchell. You commentated with Brian before. Punches in bunches. If you've ever watched Brian Mitchell's fights when he won the World Championship, defended it 14 times. Punches in bunches. Brian Mitchell was a work rate was sensational, and this is what we're seeing here tonight. This is what we want to see in a boxing ring. It's a clean fight. Both fighters looking to fight. Lovely little right hand over the top from Canoy. Not much power in it. Oh, lovely little right hook to the inside of Tyira now. And suddenly Canoy is back on his basket. He's looking for that right hand. It's his lead, his jab hand. But I tell you what, when he throws the right hook, it's really beautiful.
I must say that Nhlanhla Tyira might see that as a hard puncher, but once again, he must be very careful that he must keep his guards all the time, because see, I just watched that the uppercut was coming from Joe Canoy, that really caused a lot of disturbances that from Nhlanhla. But once again, we'll see that the night is still very young. We're still going very, very far. All that he has to do is to bring Joe Canoy down if he wants to win, because this guy is a tough customer.
Now Tyira also has to stick to the game plan. This is a nice strong punch from Tyira to end the round, and for me, after having stolen the second round, I think that is a pretty even round, just the first round was. But don't forget, in commentators we talk a lot, and our scores are unofficial.
You cannot even take them to auction that your scores don't take care, unfortunately.
Sotheby's aren't interested in us.
Look at that beautiful punch. Oh, left us sitting right on the side chin that of Joe Canoy. But I have to tell you that, look at that Joe Canoy also. He said, Nhlanhla, please take this letter with you.
Yeah, one for me, one for you in that round. And just look at the setup. The left hand of Tyira was just a little bit down at that point in time. And Canoy wastes no opportunity in taking advantage of that situation. But we've seen the same from Tyira. A little punch on the inside, tries to swivel around the inside of his opponent and drop the right hand onto Joey Canoy as we hear the bell for the start of round number 4 of Schedule 10 for this international junior flyweight contest. 49.988 kilograms, just about 50 kgs. Let's talk about 50 kilograms between these two fighters. Both made the weight limit And both are putting on a good performance here in the opening 3 rounds of this contest. A little bit of a low blow there, I thought, from Tyira, and Canoy almost accepting apology before the apology came from Tyira.
Yeah. Look at that, what Joe Canoy. He was searching with left, right in that Nhlanhla. But Nhlanhla, ooh, right on the chin. That was right as coming from Joe Canoy. Nhlanhla is in trouble.
He certainly is in trouble. He's trying to smother his opponent. Canoy is headhunting here. What a beautiful punch that was from the Filipino. And Tyira's got to find himself out of a pickle here. Great start. We've still got over 2 minutes remaining in round number 4 of a scheduled 10. A little bit of a shake-up, wake-up call from Nhlanhla Tyira. He knows he's in the big league now, if he didn't know before that.
Tell you that Joe Canoy, that he was bringing Nhlanhla right in the deep waters. Let's see that he'll be able to swim out. And there's Nhlanhla left, right was coming from Nhlanhla.
Canoy trying to drop the uppercut on the inside with the left hand here, and Canoy has got his confidence back here after maybe dropping the second round and an even third round on my unofficial score, but all of a sudden Canoy is bouncing and bobbing.
Joe Canoy was saying that early on. He's waiting for the right time. He studies that Nhlanhla is pushing that, taking him that at an angle. When he watches that, when he throws that is right, he waited that step, one step back, and he connected. This is what happens because Nhlanhla, when he throws that at the punch, he forgets to bring the guts up. That's what happens that to him.
Nice left hand to the body.
Watch your heads.
By Joey Canoy.
Please, watch your heads.
Watch your heads is the call. Joey Canoy feeling the brunt of that. Luckily there's no cut that's opened up on the Filipino's face, but he's got a bit of a headache. Nhlanhla Tyira will go to his corner and receive some views from his cornermen as well. Back underway then. Canoy will look to continue. Yeah, both fighters are coming forward, as these two fighters are. Canoy and Tyira, you bound to have occasionally a little bounce of heads, and I don't think there was anything intentional in that. Oh, lovely little sneaky right hand there from Joey Canoy. Goes for the left hand, and the right hand miss from the Filipino. Oh, big hand, but he got caught on the counter by Tyira.
Right again, that's who's sitting that on tapping machine. It is Nhlanhla Tyira. Left, right is trying that to hit that his punches that to move away. That you can really see trying to disorganize Canoy. But Canoy is flat-footed, is washing that him. All that is hunting is looking for a vacant spot that he can connect with right hand with his right.
I'm a bit concerned about Canoy's tactics here after the clash of heads, because he seems to be going for a big punch to try and end this. And what Nhlanhla Tyira is doing is he's keeping his poise, he's sticking to the game plan, and he's sticking Canoy on the inside with clever little punches. I think Tyira is fighting the right fight. We're at the end of round 4.
I'm sure that indeed when you come out that year, Joey Canoy, that he says that he had that in the game, that headbutt is really that caused a lot of disturbances that to Joey Canoy. We're sitting right now, we're going that in the 5th round. Anything that is can happen, that because we're leading the championship rounds now.
About to get into round number 5. 4 rounds have been fought. It's pretty even up to now. No fighter, well, neither of the two fighters has gone down. We just saw a slight change in the tactics coming through from Joey Canoy. That is a lovely right hand there towards the middle stages of round number 4 from Joey Canoy. Let's have a look at this again. On the button from the Filipino, which is backing away. And for me, he should have come in straight away and taken advantage of Tyira, who just looked a little bit confused for a moment. And then the clash of heads.
Yeah, once again, that cave, he was looking for an angle. Let's see that we're right now that on the 5th round. See that Johnny Canoy, it is Tyira that is driving right now. Left, right is coming from that Johnny Canoy. I said right now they're clinching now, toe to toe, no one is running away. So listen, there's no space to move. You have to punch in order for you to cut out. Oh, Joey Canoy again. Then he connects that with the right hand.
Yeah, again we're coming to the round, and it's a sort of situation we saw towards the end of round number 4 after the little clash of heads, and Joey Canoy looking for some big punches to try and unsettle Tyira. And Tyira's just sticking to the game plan. He's got to stay on the outside. Those big bolo punches are missing from Canoy at the moment. How much energy is that taken away from the shoulders and the stamina of the experienced Filipino boxer? We'll only be able to tell once we do get into the latter rounds. This is a 10-round fight, don't forget. And Joey Canoy coming off a 6-round fight, but before that against Nkosinathi Joy, he fought 12 rounds. And don't forget that Tyira fought a 12-round fight against Joy as well in their previous encounters, both in 2019. So both are conditioned enough. Yes, it's been 18 months since they got into the ring and fought 12-rounders. But one would fancy, as it's a nice right hand from Canoy, that both of these fighters would be conditioned to go 10 rounds tonight. But the way the punches have been bombed in by Canoy at the moment seems to be throwing the stronger fighters. But you've got to give credit to Tyira. It's okay to throw a punch, but if you can take it and you can dish it back out, that's a good secret to have.
That is true, that Kev. It was a bit concerning that Joey Canoy was throwing these wide strings, which are taking a lot of energy out of him. But once again, sure that he came out with this fight prepared. But on the other side, Tyira, the only way, that was left was connected, that on the chin, that Nhlanhla. But once again, didn't cause any damage because he's still standing.
Yeah, a little punch on the back of the head from Joey Canoy, but it's difficult when your opponent is leaning into you, as Tyira was right there. But Canoy trying to upset the rhythm of his opponent at the moment. You can see his experience. Beautiful left hands. They exchanged from both of the fighters in the centre of the ring at the ICC in East London. Fabulous fight action brought to you on your World of Champions from this windy city on the East Coast. Yes, Port Elizabeth is known as the Windy City. Tabaga, as it's now known.
Tabaga, that was a beautiful punch. That was beautiful. Right was coming from Joey Canoy. Let's see that Nhlanhla, how did it get up? Joey Canoy is trying to suffocate that Nhlanhla. Nhlanhla has to think out of the box now. The only way that to get up there is to throw a beautiful, strong punches in order for you to move away. Otherwise, Joey Canoy is face on.
10 seconds to go before we get to the end of round 5 of a scheduled 10-rounder. And a clinch from Tyira. Joey Canoy, I fancy 10 points to 9 in that round with a busy work rate. And he's trying to land the big punch. And I tell you what, I think Tyira is showing good focus, he's showing good concentration, and he's showing good patience.
Correctly so that but on the other side, Joey Canoy, that you can really see that his punch is doing, looks very desperate. Babyface is turning the heat up now. We love it. Hashtag SS Boxing. We also love it.
Skandal Red Queen says, loving the boxing on display on SS Boxing. Thanks very much. Skandal Red Queen. Sure. Some people have names there.
Yeah. Listen to this one, Lunga. The boxing, the longer the fight goes on, Tyira will be in trouble. SS Boxing. It's not us, Lunga. That's how that is view it, because he knows that this one, listen, Tyira is a real deal. This boxing 10 seconds out. Hashtag boxing. We don't know.
Seconds out, round number 6. We are in the second half of this fight. It is a 10-round international junior flyweight contest. Thanks for joining us on your World of Champions tonight as Alfred Mzizi and myself, the rockstar Kevin Evans, take you through these 7 bouts at the ICC as a return to boxing for Kaba Boxing Promotions on your World of Champions. Fabulous to be here, and the entertainment has been absolutely riveting. Let's see how the tactics change in the second half of the fight. It's going to come down to conditioning, because Canoy, we know, this is his 23rd fight in his professional career. Only the 6th fighter for Nhlanhla Tyira. He's the younger man, though. He's shown some good style so far. He's kept his patience. He has shown that he's going to stick to the punches. Beautiful left hand from both fighters, but it's a slip from Canoy. I think his left hand was so strong that he threw himself off balance, and it's a good call from the 3rd man in the ring. A little smile on the face of the Filipino as well. He's been there, done that. What he has not seen in the boxing ring probably hasn't happened for Joey Canoy. Is this going to be his most successful trip to South Africa? Don't forget he lost to Heki Butler in 2017. Don't forget he lost to Nkosinathi Joy 2 years later. And then that fight against Mpiwe Konko, where Konko was down in round 2, was stopped due to a cut caused by an accidental headbutt in round 4. So that was a no contest. But he's never won on South African soil as Joey Canoy.
That's the only way that Joey Canoy can make sure that slowing him down, that we can really see Canoy is coming. Tyira is working that now. Tyira
Yeah, all of a sudden a bit better work rate on the inside from Nhlanhla. He's looking for that left hand into the kidney areas of Joey Canoy. It's a good punch, that. And if he can make it count a couple of times, he could have Canoy in trouble as the boxers clinch. You don't often see boxers clinching in the lower weight categories. Oh, lovely right hand and an uppercut from the Filipino.
I tell you that Joe Canoy that has really pressed the button of experience now. He said, Nhlanhla, I'm going to take this fight that into you. Nhlanhla has worked very hard at the sea, but beautiful jab that's coming from Nhlanhla. Tyira.
Oh, he held back on that left hand. I thought he was going to bomb the left. Tyira, and he held back on it for a moment, had to get himself out of the corner, the neutral corner. And Canoy back on the attack again in that other neutral corner. Lovely combination from Tyira. Another lovely combination from Tyira. He's fighting on the back foot here, but his concentration, his focus is fabulous so far from the South African.
Yes, indeed, the beautiful punches are coming from Nhlanhla. Good get that in the corner and save himself out by throwing this beautiful, dangerous punches. That's left right just coming from Tyira. Beautiful. Once again, what a wonderful round that this has. That I must say that Nhlanhla, he also registered his presence.
Yeah, I certainly would give that round unofficially, of course, to Nhlanhla Tyira, and I have him slightly ahead as far as the 6 rounds of boxing action we've seen so far. Some of the action then from round number 6, an overhead bolo that threw Canoy off his own feet.
That is the force of the punch that brought him. Look at that. Nhlanhla took that punch to an extent that Joe Canoy found himself on the ground. Look right up. Oh, beautiful left just coming from Joy Canoy. Lots of questions that were asked to Joy Canoy, but Nhlanhla is still standing. Look at that. Beautiful left hook. And just misses him that with that uppercut. Was right that face on. To have collected that nicely that there. I must say that this Filipino guy, Joe Canoy, that is absolutely showing that he's here for business.
The bell sounds for the start of round number 7 of a scheduled 10 in this international junior flyweight contest, and a hit against the back of the head then, and the referee suggests that Canoy was turning his back on his opponent, and Tyira was not the guilty party. Oh, that's a strong right hand from Joey Canoy at the restart. Lovely little double jab from Tyira. Tyira looking purposeful, he's still fighting off the back foot, is the South African. Looking to energize himself as he did in round number 6, where I had on my unofficial scorecard that Tyira had won by 10 points to 9, but we're not seeing the big bombs that Canoy was throwing in the previous rounds, and getting back to the more orthodox way of fighting, although he does toss in that right hand for good measure, and a left hand that does make a connection.
Yeah, oh, beautiful body punches coming from Nhlanhla. Yes, also that to answer you that curve. And Nhlanhla has neutralized that now, Joey Canoy. Joey Canoy that he has to hunt now, no longer that hitting the station target. Nhlanhla realized that I need to fix, I need to make sure that I stretch him all around this canvas so that I'm neutralized, take away the breath and the punch from him.
Tyira has to keep his punches up, and Canoy's not complaining. He's on the front foot here, looking for the bigger punches again. There's such a difference in styles between these two fighters, because Tyira is very orthodox. He's fighting out of the southpaw stance. I'm talking about his boxing style being orthodox, not his stance. Jab, left-right combinations to the body, to the head, while Canoy is anything but orthodox.
Yeah. Look, for Joy Canoy, takes that anything, but once again, that Nhlanhla's delivering that. I'm here to tell you that that right jab that is absolutely very busy. Oh, beautiful punch that's coming from Nhlanhla Tyira.
Canoy continues on the front foot though, left-right combinations. Tyira knocks over one of the advertising triangles into the organisers, the chap who is the timekeeper next to the side of the rings table, but boxing will continue right above our commentary position here at the International Convention Centre. Joey Canoy asking questions of the South African, but Tyira so far has had many of the answers, and he's given Canoy quite a hard time here tonight. I have him slightly ahead on my unofficial scorecard, the South African. And once again, Canoy opting to go for those bombs, and there's another one on the inside with the left hand from Joey Canoy. How much does it take? That's a third left hand in a row. And Canoy has thrown with purpose, and he's made connection with one of them. not so much from the other. There just seems to be a bit of redness over the right eye of Joey Canoy.
And once again, that is beautiful that I want to see that his agility is absolutely that to fix to take that Jay Canoy right deep that in the middle of ring, going to the canvas is able that to recognize going forward. Oh, he finished this one with a very strong right. There was Nhlanhla, the face of Joey Canoy. What a beautiful round that we had. We are now going to round 6. Must tell you that they come with a vacant junior, junior flyweight, Nobisi Kalani, and so Spamandla Maleni. That is the vacant South African junior flyweight. We're going to 12 rounds.
Well, was it vacant? Because Nhlanhla Tyira is fighting on the international stage these days, and he's given up his junior flyweight championship, and that's why we have the vacant title fights coming up at the end of this one.
Wow. I see that. I must say that Nhlanhla right now, it will be that interesting what will happen that coming up that in this round. As I say that we are now on the 8th round. I must say that credit that to Nhlanhla. He has really that managed that to bring up that in the game to Joe Canoy. Though that that is a hard puncher, but he said, you know what, I'll be face on.
Bell sounds for the start of round number 8. We only have these 3 rounds remaining, 8, 9 and 10. It's meant to be a 12-round fight for the WBA International Junior Flyweight Championship, but it's turned out to be a 10-round International Junior Flyweight contest. So no title up for grabs between these 2 fighters, and into round number 8. And Tyira, at some stage, I think, has got up his work rate. I think I've still got him ahead on my unofficial scorecard by just the single point, Tyira. But it's not up to me to judge it. There are 3 judges ringside here, and any boxing fight in the professional ranks, 5 in the amateur ranks. We've got electronic scoring these days, and if there's punches thrown, and then the button that's pressed by 3 judges consecutively adds a point automatically and electronically to that fighter. That's the amateur ranks, but yeah, 3 judges, a ringside and a ring referee.
Yeah. There you go. That Nhlanhla said, let us finish that in this meeting. I can really see that Kevin, you were trying to send a message, should have thrown an overarm, but Nhlanhla is under a duress that there. But Joe Canoy, he said, here we are. This meeting, oh, what's happening now? He presses him down.
Yeah, a bit of a push down here from the referee. That's not really permitted, as he fixes some of the tape on Joey Canoy. Yeah, I just feel on the odd occasion, Tyira is hesitant with the left hand. I'm not sure if there's an injury to his wrist or in the hand itself, but on the occasion, well, there didn't seem to be anything wrong with the left hand on that occasion as he bombs in twice. But just on the odd occasion, it's a little bit of hesitance when he's got an opening over the right shoulder of Joey Canoy, that he hesitates with that left hand. Nhlanhla Tyira. Maybe he's got to go and have a look at the tape afterwards and just try and sharpen up on that, because I mean the openings are there. He's got a fantastic left hand.
But once again, I think that the concentration is just more that on his killer punch, which is on the right hand side. But once again,
this time it's Tyira who's guilty of pushing his opponent down. Earlier on it was Canoy, so 1-1 in far of the push and shove contest is concerned, but the referee's got this under control, and there hasn't really been much for the referee to officiate on. Big bolo attempt from Joey Canoy, and nicely orchestrated by Tyira. Tyira's slipping a lot of punches in this fight. Oh, lovely combination, rocks the head back of Canoy. Another good combination from Tyira. 5 punches in a row from the South African. And while he's very much stylish in the orthodox sense, is Tyira, Canoy continues to be a little bit wild and woolly on the occasion. And I think Tyira continues to rack up points, because it's the shots that count, the blows that land, that are important in the world of professional boxing.
Yeah, I can see that Nhlanhla is trying to up out his punching rate and make sure that he collects a lot of punches as much as possible in order that to cause a damage to Joe Canoy. But once again, Joe Canoy is a tough customer. We'll see that was a beautiful, once again, around that there's 2 boxes that they had demonstrated. Let us see that the slap motion that was Joe, beautiful that in the Joe. You can really see that mixing that with those punches, tapping that in the face of Joe Canoy. That was Nhlanhla Tyira right there. Through the pads, like breaks that the wall that they connects the chin. But let me tell you that Joe Canoy is a tough customer, Kev.
Yeah, without a doubt. A lot of grease on the face there of the South African Nhlanhla Tyira. We'll see if the referee allows that to go into round number 9, because this is the start of the championship rounds. Rounds number 9 and 10 in a 10-round bout. In a 12-round bout that we'll see with Nhlanhla Beleni and Wabisile Cholani for the vacant South African junior flyweight title fights in just a moment's time. Those will be rounds number 11 and 12. The same will apply to the IBO World Minimum Weight Championship fight between Joy and Ndulani for the final round, final bout of the evening. Round number 9 in international junior flyweights. It's Joey Canoy with a white waistband and Nhlanhla Tyira with a gold gold waistband. As I get myself all tongue-tied, and I still have Tyira ahead by a lovely uppercut thrown by Tyira. It's a great punch for when your opponent is coming through to try and land bombs. Some good work going on here by Tyira. I'll tell you what, we're in round number 9 and Tyira's work rate hasn't stopped, and at the moment he's even increasing his work rate and landing punches in bunches. And I'll tell you what, Tyira is looking very good at the moment. A little bit of burrowing from the South African, but while Canoy is trying to land bombs, the South African Tyira is throwing combinations, and I think that could end up being very successful for Tyira come the end of round number 10 and the judges' scorecard, if we indeed go to the judges' scorecards.
Correctly so, that Kev. Reason why that you see that a lot of punches were coming from Nhlanhla Tyira, it is because that Joey Canoy is waiting for an opportunity, and that time that is an opportunity for Nhlanhla to make sure that delivers a lot of punches as much as possible. But once again, Joey Canoy is that his face on. Beautiful display that of boxing that is show that also Nhlanhla plays very safe. Watch him that his left guard is always up. Oh, that was a scratch that on his chin. Beautiful bobbing and weaving that, oh, left, right, coming from Nhlanhla Tyira. But Joey Canoy said, I'm here. Serve me, I will serve you.
Well, finally the left hand lands from Nhlanhla Tyira, and the pace is hotting up here with a minute to go in round number 9 of the scheduled 10-round fight. Another big attempt at a punch from Joey Canoy. He's missed more of those than what have landed. It's another sharp little right hand from the Filipino boxer. But Tyira is showing that this is where he belongs.
Must say that once again, if you're happy that what you see, send your comments and hashtag #SSBoxing. Your views, they will definitely will bring joy to this game. Right now, the driving seat, it is Nhlanhla Tyira, Joey Canoy forcing forward, receiving all those passes, left, right coming from Nhlanhla Tyira. Oh, I tell you that it's now we're in a trading platform. It's an exchange of blows, one for me, one for you.
I'm liking the left hands that are suddenly exploding from Tyira. Suddenly he's found the range with that left hand. We were asking him to do that as he lands a third in a row. And he seems to have had the measure of Canoy. Canoy's looking for bombs still, and Tyira's able to escape from those bombs that are coming, slip the punches, and then come on the inside and land those little cheeky left hands. And I think it's a really, really good boxing performance here in round number 9 from the South African Nhlanhla Tyira as the bell sounds. 1 round remaining, and Tyira is looking good.
It is indeed that Nhlanhla Tyira that is looking good. It's looking good. I can see that his deliverance, that left right was coming from Tyira. He was able to stop that Canoy for a minute. You must understand, 2 or 3 punches that landed that on Joey Canoy that slows him down, because at that time that he received the punches, he had to make sure that he close up that his net. The scratch that on the chin of Nhlanhla Tyira. Nothing really that to write home about that one, because Tyira that was absolutely that moving that time. But once again, that I must say, there's a little bit of frustration in the face of Joey Canoy now, because things are not going according to his plan. I'm sure by now that he thought that Nhlanhla will be on the canvas, but not a hand that Nhlanhla well prepared for the fight.
Well, absolutely, you know, and with the boxer of his experience and the corner of his experience, fighting from 2012 up to now, and the amount of the title fights he's fought in Joey Canoy, I would have thought that he would have mixed mix things up at this stage as the boxers greet each other before we get into the final 10th round of this competition for the international junior flyweight category. Yeah, I would have really thought that by this stage Joey Canoy would have mixed up his game plan a little bit, but for the last 6 rounds or the last 4 rounds he's looking to throw bombs, looking to throw those big punches, and Tyira's able to slip them and then come on the inside, pop, 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 and it's those punches that are accumulating points. And I really do feel that if Tyira continues in that fashion, he could actually win this thing. It looks like he's on the way to winning this, and it's not up to us anyway, it's up to the judges. But for me, it's a great performance for Tyira.
That's great anticipation that from your cap. But once again, that Tyira is hard at work. Really see that I like the way that space movement, space management, he uses that space very well. That in this ring, he said, this ring is mine. If you want to hit me, that you have to work very hard. Once again, that you see that I'm getting out of that corner, left, right, coming from Tyira. But Joe Canoy, as I said that earlier on, that my colleague Kevin, that Joe Canoy is look very frustrated now.
2 minutes remaining in round number 10, this junior flyweight international bouts, and Tyira doing the business. He's staying out of trouble, staying away from the bombs that he's throwing. He's getting on the inside and throwing punches. We saw a looping right hand from Canoy a bit earlier on, but it was with Tyira on the back foot and trying to escape from the danger zone. So a glancing blow then from the Filipino. But I really have been impressed with Nhlanhla Tyira tonight. Only his 6th professional fight, don't forget, and coming off that WBO Africa Light Flyweight Championship loss against Nkosazana Joy 2 years ago at the Orient Theatre, just down the road from us to the western side of the ICC where we are at the moment. And Tyira, I like his conditioning, I like his styling. There's a couple of things obviously to work on still, but I tell you what, I think Nhlanhla Tyira can do something in the world of boxing. I think this is his rightful home.
It is indeed that beautiful athleticism demonstrated by Nhlanhla Tyira right now. Agility, as I say that once again, very focused. Can really see that this punch is very economical. Oh, left right is coming from Joe Canoy. But Nhlanhla said, this is my home, this is my meeting. You're going to sit down and listen to me, Joey.
This is the final minutes of this International Junior Flyweight Championship, and the mistake that Tyira can make going into the final minute of this is to try and mix it with Canoy. If he tries to mix it, you've got a boxer against a fighter here. If the boxer tries to be a fighter in the next 40 seconds, he could be on the seat of his pants, and that could be the deciding factor. He's got to stick to the boxing game here as Tyira and go on to win this.
Exactly.
Oh, lovely combo. Yep.
That's beautiful left-right combination that come from Nhlanhla Tyira. Oh, Joey Canoy is hiding. Is hunting for a big animal. But Nhlanhla Tyira said not tonight.
It's been a fabulous boxing performance from Nhlanhla Tyira against a highly experienced Filipino boxer. And we know the reputation that Filipinos come from that country. And Tyira at the bell then will thrust his hands up high, and one can understand why. And Canoy looking a little bit disappointed. Tyira, I think, can take a lot of credibility out of this international fight.
It is indeed that Kev, a brilliant work rate coming from Nhlanhla Tyira. Beautiful piece of boxing that has been demonstrated today.